Previously, my parents and I were back on the land of all possibles. We have met Jimmy again, and Bigfoot, the alleged leader of the Manitous pack. Our beaver neighbors have undertaken various spring works, while we explore the territory in search of wolves. When the Chubbys remain hidden in their lodge when they should normally be active, I know that a wolf or a bear has just passed. There is a certain tension in the bay. I even observe it in birds, like those common goldeneyes. The beavers finally come out. They are nervous because of the smell of a predator. Maybe an hour ago, one of the Manitous was standing exactly where I am sitting. A scent brought by the wind. A doubt. That is enough for them to give the alarm. The fears dissipate and each Chubbys gets to work. I maintain a friendship with this beaver family. I love them a lot, and they thank me by allowing me to observe their behaviors. It is amusing to watch them take turns marking their domain with castoreum, a yellowish liquid secreted by glands located in the anal region of individuals of both sexes. Each beaver impregnates the same clump of grass with its musk, thus leaving an olfactory signature specific to the Chubby family. This American mink is like us, a neighbor of the beavers. Members of a family of beavers, gray wolves and humans remain very united, without always being together. There is the lodge, den, or camp that serves as a gathering point and shelter. Then there is the territory where everyone goes about their business, alone or with a member of its family. The territory of the Manitous pack covers approximately 600 square kilometers, since the location of the den and the rendezvous site remained the well-kept secret of the wolves. Reynold, Monique and I went to keep watch in the area where members of the pack like to rest in the fall of 2007. We were happy that this relaxing glade was still used. The hermit thrushes disregard Jimmy, who often stops in their nesting territory before joining his family. His nocturnal hunt was successful. How many kilometers did he travel during the night? 10? 20? Only he knows. We have in front of us a happy wolf who enjoys the good moments of life. A wolf we don't know comes unexpectedly. His wariness contrasts with Jimmy's casualness. He is trying to communicate his fears to his companion to invite him to leave. His plan is successful. This elegant wolf left a very strong impression on us. It was the kind of character that we immediately want to know. He was special. He had a kind of aura, a charisma. We named him Como, not knowing how important he will become to us. We hope Jimmy's example would help Como to accept us. After all, we were not very threatening, sitting in a stationary vehicle. Today, Jimmy showed up in the evening, disrupting, by the way, the romance of a pair of leashed chipmunks. Como seems more relaxed, even if he refuses to grant us the grace to observe him for more than a minute. This time again, he urges Jimmy to follow him. This observation suggested that Como was the leader of the duo. These wolves could also be brothers from the same litter. Sometimes a few days passed without them coming to their resting clearing. Their absence often coincided with bad weather. Then we kept watch for hours and hours without seeing them. We had to be as resilient as wildlife facing poor weather. The mayflowers shiver under a wet snow. Despite the humidity and the cold, love encourages this ruffed grouse cock to signal his presence to the hens. Other spring voices prefer to be silent. My respects to this old philosopher bear who has seen many others. In the Boreal, there are often eyes watching me, footsteps ahead of me, pointy ears listening to me. Of course, I do not always see what living treasure it is. The privilege of exploring this wild immensity is priceless to me. Jack pine and black spruce dominate the area. This is the kingdom of the spruce grouse, which feeds mainly on conifer needles. The snowshoe hare is one of the keystone species in this ecosystem. And what about mosses, lichens, and all those humble marvels on the ground? The delicate vanilla-scented mayflowers bloom alongside eastern teaberry, recognizable by its evergreen foliage. An enchanting setting for the love-making of common garter snakes. Vast colonies of trembling aspens and white birches break up the monotony of the Boreal. They are the habitat of several birds, some nesting in cavities they dig inside the trunks. This is the case of the red-breasted nuthatch, pileated woodpecker, and northern flicker, one of the most abundant species in this environment. This male nuthatch tries to attract a female's attention on the nest he is building. A pair of downy woodpeckers are also planning to nest in this area. They will have as neighbors black-capped chickadees and American robins. Lady Robin seems to be ahead of her neighbors regarding the construction of the nest, a task that falls to her. No matter the progress of their nesting, these species share the same passion tinged with urgency. Such a concentration of birds attracts predators, like this merlin. Birding helped us to pass the time between the visits of the wolves to their resting clearing. The proximity of a lake and patches of young forest multiplied the variety of habitats, and thereby increased the number of bird species that could nest in the surroundings. We saw a lot of black bears, moose and beavers in this old logging area. It was a perfect place to witness interactions between wolves and other animals. Jimmy pays less attention to Como's concerns about us. A sign that the season is progressing, mosquitoes are gradually appearing. A large animal is approaching. The puzzled moose will have to change his plans. His sense of smell tells him that the wolf is not on the hunt, but it is better for him to stay on the defensive. Jimmy does not seem to want to pursue the moose. His noisy withdrawal arouses the wolf's curiosity, nothing more. As for Como, he reacts to the moose's alarm cries by leaving the premises. Jimmy must forget the moose and follow his friend. There is no point in following wolves on foot as they set off at a trot. Firstly, they move much faster than us, Secondly, tailing a wild animal is the worst thing to do if you want to maintain its confidence. In the next episode, I invite you to share a day in the life of Jimmy. The tranquility of this sector of forest will be upset by an unforeseen event, which will have dramatic consequences for many of its inhabitants. A rendezvous not to be missed to discover unknown facets of wildlife.
Wenn